Good afternoon to the panelists and to my thesis advisor, Dr. Janet Villaroya. I am Edelyn Hamor, Teacher 1 in Villa Apollonia Elementary School, Naik, Cavite. So I will be presenting my research study entitled Classroom Management Practices of Naik District's newly hired elementary school teachers in relation to academic performance of learners, a basis for a personal improvement plan. So here is the background of my study. With a diverse population of pupils, changes in cultural behaviors, and social, emotional, and intellectual pressures so children had in their lives, the classroom environment became chaotic and disorderly. But according to Franklin and Harrington 2019, disruptions to learning often result from a lack of adequate procedures or routines. With smooth running classrooms linked to the teacher's skill in implementing and teaching the procedures. Caldarella et al. 2019 stated that classroom management strategies that increase students' on-task behavior and decrease disruptive behavior rely on 5 teacher behaviors, which include A. Providing sufficient class structure, B. Establishing clear expectations, C. Interacting actively with students to increase engagement, D. Using multiple strategies to respond to appropriate behavior, and E. Using a continuum of strategies to deal with inappropriate behavior. Classroom management, according to Nwangko, Matthew, and Christina, 2019, does not only imply avoiding chaotic environment, but also includes establishment of an enabling situation that facilitates both teaching and learning. So it may also mean the efficient and effective way of organizing classroom to achieve the targeted academic goals. It must be noted, however, that newly hired teachers might be experiencing difficulties in reinforcing classroom management. As stated by Duplon et al. 2022, newly hired teachers have numerous challenges, particularly in the new normal environment, in which traditional face-to-face instruction is disturbed. Learning about teaching during initial teacher education is not the same as learning about teaching in the field. The first year of teaching is the most challenging part of all newly hired teachers. These challenges and frustrations, such as diverse students' behaviors, students' motivations, becoming overwhelmed with the responsibilities of the curriculum, classroom management, student learning assessment, feeling the lack of support from others, and job placement either for employment, applications for transfer, and promotion are part of the experiences encountered by beginning teachers. This study will look into the classroom management practices by newly hired teachers in relation to the academic performance of their learners. With this in mind, the researcher finds the necessity of assessing the newly hired teachers' application of classroom management so as to find ways in assisting them now that the full face-to-face classes are being implemented. For our literature review, according to Viramithu and Stravaco 2019, discipline and positive classroom climate constitute factors that assure classroom management, with a teacher contributing to the development of interpersonal relationships, strengthening group cooperation, adopting positive behavior. So both teachers and students should follow classroom rules as they contribute to the smooth function of the school class, to the maintenance of positive climate, and to the elimination of unwanted behavior. Rules should be firm, clear, necessary, and should be easily applied. In the year 2019, according to Solarte, classroom management encompasses developing students' behavior and their self-discipline, and handling what is happening in the classroom. So this process is not easy because managing a quiet number of students with different personalities and different cultural and environmental backgrounds requires a lot of hard work and preparation. In the year 2021, according to Ali, teachers' responsibilities are how they carry out and plan their lessons and make meaningful learning in the classroom and guide the students. Therefore, they should have prior planning and organization to their material and a view on what they are going to present and teach to the students. Duplon 2022 recommended the school heads to continue to orient, support, and assist the newly hired teachers in the work environment. And the design training program may be implemented during the School Learning Action Cell or SLAC sessions to the newly hired teachers to improve their work environment. So they study from the Vera in the year 2021. So teachers from private school who transferred to public school stated that the transition of the beginning teachers was never easy. Majority experienced some kind of reality shock. It further stated that the transition to the new teaching assignment was overwhelming and discouraging for some. Sardar Hassan in the year 2021 stated that being aware of classroom management strategies is helpful to make the novice teachers have more understanding on how to deal with issues and problems that come with classrooms and students. So also to find the solutions which results in the improvement of the students' performance. Stuber in the year 2019 said that evidence-based supports and interventions made a positive and effective impact when used in classrooms. Highlighted that when teachers build positive and respectful relations with students, received enough support from administrations and other educators, and received the correct and enough preparation and training to manage a successful classroom, stress levels, and teacher burnout was reduced. Meanwhile, in the year 2017, Department of Education instituted the Teacher Induction Program or TIP through Department Order Number 43 Series of 2017. The DepEd order further emphasized that the TIP is institutionalized to provide a systematic and comprehensive support system for the newly hired teachers in order to seamlessly immerse them in the teaching profession in the public school system. Tirada 2019 to help teachers establish an effective classroom management, 3 phrases to build strong teacher-student bonds were given. Number 1, starting on a positive note. 2, maintaining relationships. And 3, repairing harm before it gets worse. The researcher finds it imperative to conduct this study about the newly hired teachers' classroom management due to the fact that more than half of their length of service and experience in the public school system have accumulated during the lockdowns or quarantines. It is within the context of sufficient skills and classroom management as stipulated in this literature review that this research will be conducted. The researcher would like to help find ways to improve the newly hired teachers' classroom management skills and make recommendations for them to improve productivity and efficiency. Let us now proceed with the theoretical framework. This study is anchored on social emotional learning or SEL, which refers to the process of acquiring and developing the knowledge, attitudes, and skills necessary to understand and manage emotions, establish and maintain positive relationships, set and achieve goals, demonstrate empathy, and make responsible decisions. The cell is a holistic approach that focuses on the development of the whole individual, including their emotional well being, social skills, and self awareness. When it comes to classroom management, cell theory recognizes that students' social and emotional needs significantly impact their behavior, motivation, and learning outcomes. Therefore, integrating self-practices into classroom management strategies can help foster a positive classroom climate and enhance students' social, emotional, and academic development. By incorporating self-theory into classroom management, teachers can create a supportive and engaging learning environment that promotes students' social and emotional development, leading to improved academic performance and overall well-being. So here is the research paradigm. As we can see, it is assumed that the newly hired teachers' classroom management practices affect their learners' academic performance. So this study aims to use the data of relationship between classroom management practices and academic performance as a basis for personnel improvement plan to be proposed. So here are the research questions. For the first question, what is the performance level when it comes to classroom management of newly hired teachers in terms of A. Pupil management, B. Utilization of classroom instructional materials, C. Keeping of school records, and D. Classroom environment. And the objective to assess the classroom management of newly hired teachers. The data collection, method, survey, and respondents newly hired teachers. Here is the second research question. Is there significant relationship between the newly hired teachers' classroom practices and their learners' academic performance? Of the objective to examine the relationship between newly hired teachers, classroom management, and their learners' academic performance. For data collection, method, survey, analysis of second and third quarterly grades, respondents, and newly hired teachers. For the third research question, what areas of classroom management do newly hired teachers need to improve? Objective, to identify the newly hired teachers' areas of improvement when it comes to classroom management. For data collection, method, survey, and respondents newly hired teachers. For the last research question, what personnel improvement plan can be proposed for the newly hired teachers? Objective, to provide an improvement plan that will help improve the newly hired teachers' classroom management. For data collection, method, interpretation of data that will be collected. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you very much.